Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started in here. That's your mouth.
That's how I like register it. I'm like, this goes in my face. Okay, good.
Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Level 2 VR, episode 14. And we're about to get hot and heavy in here because there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's also toasty today.
It is kind of hot in this basement right now.
It's funny because we record in your basement, so in the winter it's kind of chilly, in the summer it's kind of warm.
Yeah, my basement has no like air filtration, so you just have to like hope for the best. And plus there's lights everywhere. It's
gonna smell like dude in here.
It does definitely smells like dude in here. Dude and dogs.
Dude and dogs.
Dude and dogs.
Right.
So anyway, episode 14, the Level 2 VR is here upon you. Stay strapped in and pay attention because we got a whole lot going on.
But don't strap on.
First of all, my name is Tom. Hello, how are you? Secondly, this guy's Keegan. He's a friend of mine. Also happens to do a TV show with me. And that's about all you need to know about us for the time being.
Let's talk about the VR games, Tom.
Let's talk about the VR games.
What we got?
So this week
we have a lot of new games to talk about.
We got one, but it's a good one. It's actually it's pretty interesting because everyone has been referring to this by its non-official title, and the non-official title of this game is Paperboy VR. But the official title of the game is Special Delivery.
Is that why you couldn't remember it when you were like, what's the name of that game?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because my head's in two places on this one. Because I remember someone mentioning a while ago, oh, hey, they're making a Paperboy VR, but I didn't know. I thought they were like legitimately doing Paperboy. But it is essentially Paperboy VR. You are a Paperboy, and you have full aim support as well as a few other controllers.
Which seems weird for if you're throwing it.
It's like a paper cannon.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay, that makes more sense. I was just thinking like that's your arm and you're shooting.
Well, there's like, from what I understand, and don't worry, you're going to get to see some gameplay if you're watching it in the video format of this video. Audio listeners, you hop on right over to Level 2 Gamers after, and you can watch that if you want. Keegan's going to be playing, because let's be honest, it's going to be more fun to see him chased by neighborhood dogs and things. But yeah, you're basically like in the same idea as Paperboy. You're going down a road, firing papers at houses, but also you can fire it at whatever the hell you want to. So if there's an old lady doing gardening, then boom, back of the head. One
of the things I told you is, as I've said many times, I watch Kind of Funnies podcasts, a lot of their footage.
You're a big Kind of Funny fan.
Big Kind of Funny fan. I'm kind of a Kind of Funny fan. And Greg Miller, otherwise known as Game Over Greggy, has been all over this game, and it's really fun because me and him are very, when it comes to being stupid in video games, we're very similar. We're just like, I like to play video games and have serious moments, but video games are meant to be fun. And this is reminding me of a stupid, fun video game that, like, as long as it's done right, it's could be, because it has to be. It looks
almost like a combination of Dick Wild, which was a lot of fun, and like Job Simulator or something. Because I mean, you are simulating a job essentially.
I love Job
Simulator. You're a Paperboy, but it has that kind of graphical, stylistic nature to it, and then it has the fun element of Dick Wild, which is just a heck of a good game. But yeah, and the great part about this game is that it is only $10. So I mean, I don't know what that says for the length of the experience. Again, we'll find out, I suppose, when we dig in.
Well, I wonder if it's gonna do like a high score thing or something.
It might be. But I can't argue. $10. It looks like a pretty fun experience. We'll find out at the end of the episode, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's your only release this week, and we feel like we know why it's the only release, and that is because as we're recording this,
there's a big
tomorrow, I think, or maybe Sunday. Is it Sunday it starts?
I think officially starts Sunday.
Yeah,
technically, well,
couple days.
Officially, E3 starts on Tuesday. But the conferences
are throughout the weekend. Usually Sunday, I think, is the first couple conferences from like Bethesda.
Bethesda's at midnight. Did you see that? They got changed to midnight.
That's weird.
Yeah, midnight Eastern, so 11 o'clock our time. Real late.
I would still stay up.
Oh, I'm going to.
So yeah, E3's this weekend anyway, so we're expecting there obviously to be a lot to talk about next week as far as VR is concerned. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And you may have seen our prediction podcast that went up 2 days ago.
If not
so
we're getting better at this whole YouTube thing. Like, oh, shit's gonna pop up.
It's working
we just have to remember to put it up there.
It's working out. So the next part is deals, of course, and again, slim pickings on deals. Actually, slim pickings on deals throughout the PSN store.
There's a football sale this week.
Yeah, there's like 3 games.
Sorry, football.
There's like 3 games on sale, and one of them's FIFA, so I'm all right with that. But yeah, this is kind of related to FIFA. It wasn't actually part of the football sale, even though it should be. And that is Headmaster. Headmaster is my personal favorite hidden indie gem of VR. It came out launch time, and it was just one of the most underrated titles that was available. It is a wonderfully fun game. It has wonderful physics. It's a dynamic game. The story is actually really legitimately quite good, and it's a whole heck of fun. So Headmaster is usually $20. It's down to 13. So I do highly, highly, highly recommend that you pick up Headmaster if you haven't already for PSVR.
You're talking about sales, so I was seeing if Microsoft had any good deals going on there, and they're slim pickings as well.
Yeah.
It's the week before E3.
You know, it is what it is.
I'm excited for next week, though. Like you said earlier, hopefully there's a lot.
E3 sales
we have
and
lots
all
of
that
news.
stuff.
Hopefully, well, I don't know if there's going to be sales. There's going to be a lot of things to talk about. Just shit
it's been
in
dry
general.
the last couple weeks, isn't it? But there is some stuff, so let's start with some of that. And speaking of
let's start
VR.
with the big. I think this is probably the biggest thing to happen in VR in a long time.
Yes, so let's get right into it. There was a certain keynote speech by a certain large fruit-based technology company that happened yesterday, at time of recording, but Monday for those of you that are watching us on Friday here. And that is that Apple started talking about some of their new iMac lineup,
which is a big deal for us. We edit on Final Cut.
Yeah,
we both have Macs, and we've talked about
Apple.
And we talked about getting PCs, but it's another expense. The fact that this is, I mean, we technically would have to, I guess, to buy a Mac, another computer to probably run VR, but it's cool that they're supporting it.
So this is the deal, yeah. So basically, Apple came out, and this is the interesting part is that they mentioned it because there was a couple different things. So they had their iMac lineup that got updated, and they got updated with like special specs and things like that. Updates, a lot of graphical focus,
graphic and CPU focus,
and like faster SSDs, things like that. But they dropped some pricing on some stuff. But then they released this iMac Pro, which is frankly a goddamn monster.
Starts at $5,000, probably goes up to 17, 18.
The most powerful Mac ever made. We're talking about like high-end iMac plus Mac Pro smashed into one thing and cheaper than both. So, well, not both, but low price for what you're getting out of it, and it's space gray, which is super dope. But the important part is before they even got to the iMac Pro, they started talking about the high-end 27-inch iMacs, and they started doing a lot of chit chat about VR. And
they had somebody from Vive come out.
Yeah, we're both watching it, and we're just like, this is interesting.
I think the text message was, "Holy shit, are you watching the keynote?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Duh." You're like, VR. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I see that little Vive headset in the corner there by an iMac, and my mouth fell to the floor because, let's be honest, to get into that world, to get into the PC VR world, and we're primarily PSVR based on this show, but we'd like to talk a little bit about the other stuff.
Because we think VR in general is
dope,
needs
right?
help.
Whatever you're using, we're
like...
not biased per se. We just have a PSVR, so that's why we do a show about it. But they showed the Vive next to it, and then they got in a guy from ILM, that's Industrial Light and Magic, and a lady from Epic Games, and they showed this kind of awesome tech demo of someone creating the Star Wars scene. It's always Star Wars, isn't it?
Yeah.
This Star Wars scene.
Because Star Wars sells really well.
Right. And a high-end iMac. And not even the iMac Pro, just a high-end iMac. And it was pretty exciting. And basically, from there on throughout the show, they would occasionally drop in comments, and they're saying that the newer high-end iMacs that are available from Apple will be VR-ready, able to run VR, able to create in VR, and Final Cut is going to support editing VR. In VR or 360 as well. So I know you got a lot of thoughts hitting with them.
One of the things that I don't know if you know, that I
don't know a lot.
I want to say it's the president of Vive. I can't remember who it was, but some big wig at Vive came out and said a few years ago, I think maybe last year actually, that somebody asked him, would you ever bring Vive to Apple? And he said, no, because Apple has shitty graphics cards in their devices. Like that pretty much is word for word.
Fair.
And it's true because they used in their iMacs they used laptop graphics cards.
A lot of integrated, not a lot of discrete. And even the ones that did have discrete were not like really
not
screamers.
Great. So that's an exact not an exact quote, but it's pretty close to what he said.
Right.
So this is to me even more shocking, and I think I was super like the keynote last year for Apple had Miyamoto. Like that was the holy shit what just happened moment. This year it had those people, and you're like, I did not expect that at all. And the fact that it is a thing that Apple's supporting and partnering with Steam VR and partnering with Vive, like, it was awesome. I went into the gaming group forum I'm a part of, and I said, guess what? Apple's getting VR support, and everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be nice to run Photoshop VR. I'm like, no, they're partnering with Steam. Like, there's gonna be true VR games on Apple. And I also hope this means that developers are going to make games.
Let's hope that Steam actually starts opening up the library a bit more as well then, especially since they're putting so much time and effort into getting these graphics cards in these machines, because the big sort of flaw was that even if a Mac could run a game from Steam, there wouldn't be any, because the developers always go Windows based first. So it would be exciting to see if this opens up more opportunities for developers to make better and bigger experiences.
But this is the world's largest company supporting a platform that we both firmly believe in.
Cannot be understated.
It is amazing.
And on top of that, they also did a whole lot of talking about AR as well, which I thought was interesting.
I'm not as convinced yet on AR as I am VR.
I'm not either, but at the same time, like, it's nice that these companies are looking at these future technologies and starting to get more into it. And, you know, even if one of the biggest things they showed off with and by the way, they did show off some really interesting AR stuff if you watch the keynote. But one of the things they showed was just the simple physics aspect of it, like playing something like Pokemon Go, which is a game that obviously we're fans of.
You are. I don't play it anymore.
Well, yeah. But like the Pokemon are...
The ball would bounce.
The ball would bounce where the real road is, and the Pokemon would sit on the real road as opposed to like just kind of hovering in the general area and hoping that it looks right. So the AR stuff they're bringing in is great, but the VR stuff is... So really excited for that, because the high-end iMacs are not terribly
priced.
outpriced.
I mean, you pay more for a Mac. We all know that, but there's a segment of people like us that love games, and we honestly don't want to buy another PC or dual boot or whatever it may be.
Like the Mac does everything we want it to do. The only thing that's lacking for us is games. So if we can get a Vive on that sucker, then we might be able to have more to say about the Vive.
And they also announced, on top of that, external graphics card support.
Yes,
so that was a big deal too, because they use AMD chips inside of their computers.
Yeah,
and NVIDIA is obviously in my opinion, the big one when it comes to gaming. Most people have NVIDIA cards, so if they support NVIDIA externally,
it's nice that they were talking about the enclosure as opposed to the card as well. Like they were saying, we're going to build enclosures, and then I assume they let you put whatever fucking card in there you want. So again, lots of big news from the Apple keynote around VR. So we thought it would be fun to start the show mentioning some of that, and of course, we'd love to hear your opinions on that, because Apple is, let's say, a divisive topic amongst a lot of people. Me and Keegan are fans. You know, some of you guys probably aren't. I
can thank my video editing career to Apple because
there you go.
Because of my MacBook
Yeah, we
Pro.
use Final Cut.
So
we're big fans, and we're really excited that they're going to be digging into VR.
Big
Maybe
deal.
you might even get some VR content created by us at some point.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just need to buy one of them fancy 360 cameras or something. We could do a whole podcast.
I wanted to
put
do
it like here.
Well, you know, so somebody asked me the other day, or yesterday, I guess, because the other day when you guys were watching, do you guys do any sort of VR content creation? I go, no, because you need a 360 camera. But I go, you know what'd be really cool is if we're at conventions, just have a 360 camera hanging off your head and just walk around with it. Like, that would be cool. But the question is, how many people consume 360 content?
Yeah, not enough. Although now, like, with your phone, you can just move around and stuff. You don't have to.
So it's not quite as bad.
Headset.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that being said, that's your big news from Apple.
Which is weird to say Apple on a VR podcast.
It really is, yeah, and a PSVR podcast, no less. We're talking about Vive, but there you go. It's still exciting, still worth talking about, and we thought it was worth bringing up.
So, I mean, before we go on to the next one, again, we are primarily PSVR, but we want VR to move forward as a platform, and we think for that to happen, you have to have multiple people to do. It's kind of like consoles. If you only had one console...
Yeah,
it's like
a company as big as Apple throwing their name into the ring is important.
It's going to just boost everything else.
It's important because everyone's going to look at it and take it more seriously. And, you know, and then, of course, we have E3 coming up where we're hoping that Microsoft is going to start announcing some Scorpio-based VR stuff and probably be Oculus-heavy, I would assume.
That's who they're partnered with.
Again,
which is funny because they have the Vive in their stores. They use the Vive and not the Oculus. But
so let's talk about the success of VR, and let's talk specifically about two numbers that I want to throw out there. Number one...
Can we... Specifically PSVR.
PSVR, yeah, is what I'm getting into. The first quarter of 2017, PSVR headset sales top 400,000 units in the first
So that's
quarter.
3 months, right?
That's 3 months.
Because there's a quarter, you divide 12 by 3, that's 4.
That's correct.
Or, 12 by
You're
4,
the math
it's 3.
guy. How do you not know this?
Yeah.
But what do you think?
That's a lot more than I thought. Reason being is, well... Two things. One, I think they finally got supply.
Yeah,
out
supply
there.
And demand is getting evened out, except for the Farpoint with the aim controller is still pretty understocked right now.
Again, you can never really tell how much demand is initially.
It's actually crazy, that whole thing. If you go in the r/PSVR forums, like if someone finds one, they're like, "Oh, go to Alabama, like Walmart on the 5th thing," and like they're trying to like get people to go and get them. It's kind of crazy.
So with this, it was what 750,000, I think. Was the last number roughly 750,000 was the last. I don't know if it's an official number.
It's about that.
But the fact that this is basically almost half of that in 3 months,
it's picking up steam.
Yes.
And the number underneath there is important as well. Did you see the second part to this?
I did, but let me say
Go
this
ahead,
real
finish
quick.
your thought.
I think what's happening here is we're now getting to the point where it's kind of coming with the Switch. We now have a decent lineup of games to go with the hardware. So I'm waiting for Switch. I'm waiting for E3 and see what they announce, Mario, all that kind of stuff. With PSVR now, you have Resident Evil, you have Farpoint, your two big pillars. Like, these are the games you have to get. Oh, by the way, we have a bunch of other games to fill in why these AAAs are coming. We're kind of spoiled and have trouble at the same time because we play VR pretty much every week. And we buy a lot of games. Most people probably don't buy a lot of games in general.
I would say it's easier to buy games for VR, though, because a lot of them are so cheap.
Yes, but what I'm saying, though, in general, like if somebody's buying a PSVR headset, they're probably getting 1 to 2 games versus us when we bought it at launch. We're like, let's buy 10 because A, there's 2 of us.
That's true.
And we're doing it for content creation, so it makes a difference with what
Plus, we didn't
buy.
have to put down money on the headset, so we could get away a little bit more.
So that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. But I just feel like we're to the point where we have 2 giant games. We have then a few semi-giant games, so like Dirt, you have Batman, Werewolves. You have Werewolves, you have like these experiences that I would call probably they're not the same level as Farpoint, but they're AAA experiences. So it's like double and a half A.
2.5 A.
2.5 A's. But that I think that's what it's coming down to is people now A, supply, B, library. And
we're crossing a threshold where VR is becoming more mainstream, and it's becoming something that you can go into, and this is important, you can go into like a Microsoft store and play on a Vive and experience it, and
go to
Best Buys you can go into and then play a PSVR and experience it.
GameStop has them
and because it's really like one of those things where, as you guys know, you have to put the headset on to know exactly what it feels like. We can describe it all day long, but you're never going to know until you put the headset on. It's fun to watch people play games in VR, but honestly, it's half the experience. Like, when you watch the gameplay at the end of this, you're nowhere near having as good a time that Keegan is when he has that headset on and he's like seeing a street and firing at things, and so it's one of those like has to be seen to be believed, and we're starting to get companies that are getting more into it. It's getting more available, and because of that, we have this $400,000 sales mark, which actually made PSVR surpass 1 million units sold.
Nice transition, buddy.
Yeah, you're welcome. I work on my transitions. So now we're over 1 million units sold.
So that's one. So there's about 60 million PS4s at this point. So that's 1/5 of PS4 owners own a VR, which honestly, or not 1/5.
It's not a big number, but here's the thing: like it's
1/5.
You're buying the headset with the bundle and everything is more expensive than a fucking PlayStation. So the fact that there's even 1 million people that were willing to double down on that for that experience,
that's still the big complaint right now with VR is just the cost of entry.
And there's not a lot of people out there that are complaining about it though. Like there's a lot of people that buy one, maybe play 1 or 2 games, get fed up and sell it. I've seen that a couple times, but most people that get into it really get into it, and like they like hate normal games now because they're so obsessed.
And I think it's also about expectations of what you're getting into. So we've said multiple times that we both, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we both believe VR is a game-changing experience.
Yeah.
But it does come with caveats that it is not, like you said, I think it was last week or the week before, where you're like, we are still 20 years away from it looking as good as our eyes. Like, there is going to be some downgrade in visuals for this.
Concessions are made, but they're made for the sake of experience. And with the technology industry moving as fast as it is right now, I'm sure we're going to catch up. The only worry I have is that we're talking about something that's, if you're paying $500 a pop to test it out, there's no modular components to it. You can't keep doing that every couple of years.
Yeah.
Like that's an investment, and so it's in a good place. It'll get to a better place. We're all hoping the E3 is going to burst the doors wide open for it, but I think we're still a little ways to go from it being like synonymous with gaming consoles. But
yeah,
we'll see. So we got a bunch of new games that kind of got announced. I like to go over a couple of these. Now, we don't spend a lot of time on these because, frankly, you know, it's just a case of watch the trailers, see what you think. But I wanted to name a couple of them and kind of give you a brief description of a few of them. So we have this new game coming out. This came directly from the PlayStation blog, and this game is called Archangel, which is a mech game. It's on rails, so it's like your Until Dawn or whatever. But it's a mech-based sci-fi shooter. There's not enough mech games in VR. Riggs was a pretty good one, but there should be more. Mechs are perfect for VR.
I was going to say I don't like mech games.
I don't like mech games much either. But the idea of like.
And VR makes more sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're in a sort of enclosed space, so and you can be clunky with your turning and stuff. So it feels like it's an easy pass maybe for a VR game to be a mech style game. But there are a lot of people that just love mech games. So this looks pretty interesting. Graphically, very impressive. Again, everything that we talk about during this show, I have sourced from somewhere. So please, if you're interested in anything we're discussing, hit that the little description box down there, and there'll be a big old list of everything.
That one's straight from PlayStation.
That one's straight from the blog, yeah. Next one is a game called Gunheart, which is equally interesting looking. Now, this is supposed to be a Destiny-esque shooter, but again, this is no locomotion, which is a bad habit we seem to be falling into, which is kind of frustrating for people that have the aim controller and things like that, because locomotion makes the game, I think. And so this is not on rails. This is teleportation. But it's kind of this, again, it's a beautiful looking game. It's a shooter. I'm sure it's a lot of fun, but it's teleporting, and I feel like that's lazy, and it's just
that was good. That was good at launch because you didn't know how to do it. Now people know how to do it.
We're past that now, guys. We're at a place where, I mean, and here's the thing: like, they could have been working on this game for 5 years. I don't know. I'm not gonna slag it off because I haven't played it. I'm sure it's a lot of fun regardless. I mean, it's basically the same as an on-rails thing, except you get to choose where you go to. But it's an interesting looking game. It's called Gunheart. Obviously, it's gun heavy, but it is teleportation. So that's just a heads up to you. No locomotion in this game, which, you know, if you get sick easy is a good thing. If you don't, then like myself, I would much prefer to be able to control my experience. Which is why I'm so looking forward to Arizona Sunshine when that comes out. And then we have Overturn VR, which is a really weird looking game. Now, Overturn, somewhat coincidentally, has a similar art style to me to Overwatch, which I thought was interesting. But Overturn is this kind of fantasy / RPG / action thing where you come across some girl somewhere and you don't know if you can trust her or not, and this is it's an interesting attempt at a game. It looks beautiful graphics-wise, like it's pretty impressive.
It's definitely got a style.
Yeah, it's got a particular style to it. So I'm not mad about it. Like, I definitely would take a deeper look at it, but it is a little bit hectic. There's lots of like hit markers, and the HUD is pretty jam-packed.
Yeah,
so
the HUD would be one of the things.
It could become overwhelming pretty fast, but it looks interesting. Definitely worth your time. The next one that I actually really like the look of is a game called Ariel, and that's nothing to do with Little Mermaids. So Ariel has been officially confirmed for PSVR. Oh, I forgot to mention Overturn has an official release date as well, which is August 18th for PSVR.
Yes.
But Ariel is confirmed for PSVR. Now, Ariel looks a lot more my speed. Ariel is a sci-fi shooter that just looks fucking beautiful. It is a survival kind of deal as you're playing through. So I think you're paying attention to things like your health and food and weather and that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of like juggling your survival elements alongside these beautiful sci-fi worlds. And from what I can tell from Ariel, it does look to be locomotion. So it does look to be that you're actually controlling, but beautiful graphics.
I would love like this style game where I just go hang out and live. Like Sims. Give me a Sims game in VR.
Yeah.
Because I like this. I love the way it looks. As soon as I see guns, that means something's attacking me.
That's true.
So there
are enemies in this game.
I just pulled it up here. It looks really good.
Really pretty.
Like, it's really pretty. Yeah. Versus, I would, personally, based on the screenshots I saw this versus the one we did before, this one looks better because the HUD is way cleaner.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like this guy's like, okay, I know what I'm doing.
HUD's cleaner. It looks, if you watch the trailer for it, which again is available there in the description below, I would really highly recommend it if you're into sci-fi shooters, if you're into survival, that type of stuff. It looks very impressive, and the fact that it's in VR, of course, makes it all the more impressive. So that's Ariel, not The Little Mermaid. And
Under that sea. My mom went to high school with The Little Mermaid.
They should make an Ariel
tell you
VR
that?
game. That'd be cool.
My mom went to high school with the Little Mermaid, like the voice of Ariel.
Really?
Her name now is Jodie Benson. Her name back then was Jodie Maserati.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She's Italian?
I assume so.
Just wild stab in the dark there.
Yeah.
Maserati. So here's one that's a bit more rare. This is not news that is readily available everywhere, mostly because these games are Chinese, yeah. So we have 2 Chinese games for PSVR that got announced recently. One is called Harvest Planet, and one is called Dark Legion. Dark Legion, just add that into the pile of sci-fi shooters right now that's out there for PSVR. Not mad about it, but again, it's kind of the same old at this point.
I feel like we're getting to the point where like everybody's like, what works well?
Yeah.
Works well in VR. Oh, let's do this, this, and this.
Saying that though, Ariel does look impressive for a sci-fi shooter, but I think like Farpoint doing as well as it's done has definitely caused this weird domino effect.
Well,
for those guys.
I think it should be what does well in VR. Let's make this. I'm waiting for that person who comes in and tells us what does well in VR.
Yeah,
he shows us what does well in VR.
It's weird because we have so many games that are so similar, but there's no one out there really going, is there really a good realistic golf game right now, or a fishing game right now, or something that would be fucking obviously good in VR? You know, fishing would be great in VR. I think. Imagine that as a time killer, man.
Imagine having a fan on you too. You get the breeze.
Yeah. All right, let's get that going. PSVR developers, get a
let's
good
work
fishing
on.
game.
Let's figure out Unity. Somebody I know is trying to.
Maybe we
Unity.
can make it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very good.
Level
at
2
making. I tried making a game. Didn't go well.
Okay.
It crashed and burned pretty quickly.
Maybe we'll show off your what do you call them, things, art, whatever. Anyway, the other one is called Harvest Planet, and honestly, I'm still trying to figure out what type of game this is. The website that you may click on in the description below is completely in Chinese, so if you feel like translating it, go for it. But it looks to me as though it's like some weird kind of like capture survival game where you have to like shoot a net at an animal and like capture it like you're a fucking dog catcher or something. I don't know.
Bounty hunter.
But it's really cutesy looking. It's got that kind of like almost like Harvest Moon style animation to it, which is probably not a coincidence being called Harvest Planet. But yeah, so those are 2 Chinese games. Whether they get English ports or not, I don't know. I would imagine so. Both of them look like they'd be ripe for a port. I don't think there's anything that's too like, oh no, that's too Chinese. We can't put that in the West. It's they both look like
they would do localization of some sort.
Yeah,
on any game.
I hope so. So that's just a couple. We have a couple more big sort of new game announcements coming in, including one that I'm really pumped about, which we'll get into later. But there's a couple of the new ones to check out again. Once you're done with the show, go ahead and hit the description box, and you'll see all of the trailers for all of the things we're talking about. So next up is something that has me excited. I'm sure Keegan doesn't give a flying fuck about it.
I've never watched this show at all.
Exactly, and that is that they are making, and I say they, I mean Vince Gilliam and the people that are actually responsible for the show, Breaking Bad. They're making a VR experience for Breaking Bad. Now, this is interesting because Breaking Bad, obviously renowned as being one of the best shows on TV. So popular that it got a spin-off, which is also considered to be one of the best shows on TVs.
Right?
Better Call Saul,
okay.
Yeah.
That
did
Netflix
really well.
tells me I should watch that, and I
it's a good show. You probably want to watch the first one first, but yeah, I mean, it's a really great series if you've never seen it. It's just about a guy that a teacher that discovers he has cancer, and then decides that he doesn't want to leave his family with nothing, so he becomes a meth dealer because he happens to be a chemistry professor and knows how to make perfect meth. So there you go. But yeah, the VR experience, there's not really been any details whatsoever on exactly what it is. The only thing they've said is it's non-game. So my thought is it's going to be like you in the eyes of a character just walking around, much similar to that recent Resident Evil experience that came out where you were the zombie. So I think it's going to be cool. As for any kind of a game changer, no, not at all. Just for fans of the show.
I read, so I've got the notes pulled up on the computer here that you guys can't see, but I read that as bad VR experience. I didn't see Breaking. I was like, why is he talking about a bad VR experience? Oh wait, Breaking Bad.
I do have a bad VR
I
experience coming up later. And then alongside that, I've got a little bit of music for you. I do like when they put music in VR because I think, like, as far as immersiveness goes, I mean, music is fully embodying, and when you have like a really good like music video situation or a live show.
What you're saying is you should be high, put on a VR headset.
I was hinting at that, but yeah, and it might be really good. If
I
you're
was hitting it on the head and not putting it on the bush.
For the next one, because that's LCD Sound System are releasing a VR.
Did you ever listen to them?
I have, yeah.
I had a few songs by them back in my high school days that I was
decent.
like, that's a band, I don't know if the band, group, whatever you call them. Yeah. Didn't know they're still a thing.
Yeah, they played St. Louis
still
recently,
doing.
actually. But their experience has a name. It's called Dance Tonight.
With an E. It's Night, N-I-T-E.
Yeah, which is the stupid way to spell it. I don't know why you guys do that. But yeah, it's by LCD Sound System. So if you dig LCD Sound System, the group, then check it out. It's going to be coming soon. There's, again, below a whole section in Pitchfork about it. They preview new Dance Tonight VR experience, and there's a new song as well.
So this next one, can I bring it up?
Sure.
Because this affects me personally.
Go for it.
So I'm in a gaming group that has a lot of PC gamers. There is a game that came out last week that we talked about called Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is like any other Ubisoft game, cross-platform. Ubisoft has fixed a bug that broke cross-platform essentially.
Yeah.
Makes me super happy because, like Werewolves Within, one of the reasons that game, I mean, it's still hard to find a game very often, but one of the reasons that game has the base it does is because it pulls from Vive, and it's fun at the beginning. We're like, who's on Vive? Who's on Oculus? Who's on PSVR? And majority of people are PSVR from when I play, but like Werewolves Within puts a little Ubisoft logo when they're not on it, but you can add them as friends, invite them to games, so on and so forth. So some of the people I put in the other day that I got Star Trek Bridge Crew, thanks to David, thank you.
Thank you, David.
He wants to be
By the way, side note, we talked to David a little bit because David is such a huge fan of this this Star Trek Bridge Crew game. So much so that he bought the game for the Level 2 channel for us to experience it, because we were, I don't want to say unkind to it, but we were slightly dismissive maybe of it because we're not fans of Star Trek. And we've since both separately had conversations with David about it, and he assures us that it's very much you don't have to be a Star Trek fan, you don't have to be, it's not as niche as you think it is, it's supposed to be a really good time. So we're going to test that theory, and thanks to David we can test that theory. But yeah, I just wanted to say that as a little midsection.
I stand behind what I said.
You can stand behind it. You get to play it, so we'll
but so like this to me is a big deal because I had friends and people in that group. I was like, hey, who owns, because stupid me, who owns Star Trek Bridge Crew? Oh, me. Cool, what's your PSN? I'm actually on Steam. Oh, fuck. So I can add them now on Ubisoft, whatever, Uplay I think is what it's called.
Uplay,
they call
yeah,
it.
Stupid Uplay.
So I can add them on there. We can then play together. We can invite them. We just obviously can't party chat, but when you're in the game, you can
keep
hear.
it alive.
Yes.
You know, it's the more player base you have, the more huge fix. And it was always supposed to be there, but it just wasn't working correctly. Yeah. Apparently, they're still having problems with the warp bug or glitch. I don't know, where you go into
infinite
warp and you just never leave,
yep.
which I imagine is super trippy in VR. But yeah, they're still struggling with a couple bugs and glitches, but they're working on it. They're putting out patches, and this came straight from Ubisoft's mouth as far as the cross-platform fix. So good news for everyone that's a big fan of that game. Enjoy your extra playmates.
Yes.
See how that goes.
Speaking of not good news.
Speaking of not good news, Tekken 7 came out recently. It came out last week, and
it's gotten good reviews as a
game. Yeah, as a fighting game, got pretty decent reviews. It does have a VR element to it, and for those of you that don't really know much about it, it's not a whole lot. It's basically just like just how you'd expect it to be. You're just kind of watching the match from a VR perspective. But apparently, the VR element of Tekken has been slammed repeatedly by different outlets. But I gave an example of one below, which was from Eurogamer. But yeah, everyone just seems to assume it is just like really last minute tacked on, didn't give a shit like thing, just as an extra thing to put on the box,
which kind of sucks because it hurts VR's credit.
It does.
It helps I think it hurts Tekken's credit to a certain extent, but a lot of people, thought process is if you're a person who doesn't have VR and the VR sucks, you don't care because you're not going to touch it. If you're a person who has VR, you buy the game for VR sucks, you're like, well, that's not a good feeling. If you're looking at somebody who's looking to buy VR and Tekken 7 comes up as a recently released game that has shitty VR to it, you're like, well, maybe VR is garbage. Yeah. And not seeing Farpoint, not seeing Werewolves, not seeing Resident Evil. And that's because that's the newest game that's out is Tekken 7. So it's like, well,
it just, I hate when people do stuff just for the sake of doing stuff. I don't think anyone in their right mind was out in the streets screaming, "We need VR for Tekken 7." Like no one gave a shit. Did you really want to?
I've never played a Tekken game in my life.
Well, shut up.
So it's I suck at fighting games. So.
I mean, I imagine it might be fun in like first person or something. Like if you could really fuck with it.
I don't know if you could do it because you'd be throwing
kind of fun, like dodging and ducking and stuff. But yeah, no one in the world was screaming for this. So if you're gonna do it, at least make a half an effort to make us actually give a shit that it exists. Do not make it a tacky tack on.
Do you know if it's an additional expense or is it?
No, it's not. It's part of the base game. Yeah, If they made it an additional expense, that would be even worse.
Yes,
But-
that's what I was saying. Like, was this part of the season pass or whatever?
A couple more random newbies for you. So we got White Day Swansong VR, which is, for those of you that are into Japanese gaming, you'll know what I'm talking about. For everyone else, Keegan included. Sorry. So this is a prequel to a game called A Labyrinth Named School, which is a weird Japanese name for a game. It's roughly scheduled for an August 1st release in VR. It's a cult survival horror game of the Japanese ilk. And I don't know if you've ever noticed the difference between like Japanese horror and regular horror, because you're not a big horror guy, but they are very different in the way that they approach
It's scary.
them. There's like tropes of Japan that are things that scare them more than other things. Like the distorted faces are a big one. The women with long black hair that cover their face is a big one. So there's this very interesting approach from the Japanese to horror, which I hope comes across in this VR experience. I know nothing of this White Day title, but it's perked my interest because of this whole thing. So I'm going to look into it a little bit more, and of course, if we hear any more news on that, then we'll maybe chat that up a little bit. But the one that's really exciting, and do you want to talk about this one?
I don't know anything about it, so I
Theseus. You should, because we put up
sorry,
trailers
that
on
one.
our channel.
I was looking at the one below it.
No,
I was one off.
So let's talk about Theseus.
Yeah,
because
Theseus
this
is it's a weird looking game. It looks really, really cool. And I'm assuming the trailer that we uploaded is true gameplay. It looked like it.
Mm-hmm. It was in-game.
And then that hand that comes out of the water, like, terrifying God in VR is terrifying. Terrifying God not in VR is terrifying. Like,
okay.
I
So
screwed up my sentence. I was going to say terrifying God not in VR is terrifying. Terrifying God in VR is absolutely terrifying.
super terrifying.
Yes.
Super fine.
So, like, when that hand came out on the trailer, I was like, oh, shit. Because all I can picture is being that guy. Because I don't know if it's third person or first. If it's first person,
third.
you're fucked.
It's third.
It's third, okay.
Yeah, so it plays a lot like what I would assume Bound is what it looks like. I mean, the game itself plays like God of War. That's how it appears. Except I don't think there's that much in the way of legions of enemies or anything. I know there are some extra enemies outside of the Minotaur, but from what I understand you are Theseus, and it's the story of Theseus and the Minotaur, the Minotaur, depending on how you pronounce that. I always say Minotaur. And you're stuck in a labyrinth and trying to escape this labyrinth. It's third-person perspective. It's VR. You are behind the character. In that sense, it looks like Bound, the way that you are, like your location for the camera and things like that. Except you are up against this, like, monolithic Minotaur that is just like trying to fuck your shit up every single second of the way. So it almost looks like Shadows of the Colossus mixed with God of War. Mm-hmm. It's ancient Greek mythology, which is always very popular, and there's a lot to draw from there. So if they decide to go outside the story of Theseus and bringing things like Medusa and stuff like that, it'd be super cool. But it's very, very interesting looking. We were lucky enough actually to get the press kit pretty early for that game. So Sony put out the
teaser trailer.
Yeah, Sony put out like a regular trailer. We put out what is basically a teaser of some in-game footage that it kind of works like a trailer, but it's actually like in-game rendered, which is just kind of like a lot of, it's very movie-esque, isn't it? It's like kind of like fading in and out, and there's this big hand comes out at the end and smashes down. So that's on our channel. Both of the trailers are on our channel. Yeah, so
we also put up the teaser.
Yeah, so if you want to see more on Theseus, please just check I think we put it in a playlist, I'm not sure, but check it out and look at that, because this is a game that I think is going to be genre defining, because a lot of people came out and said because we posted it to r/PSVR, a lot of people came out and said I don't think third person works in VR. So at some point we're going to make that a debate, I'm sure, but third person in VR is okay. Like, it's not terrible. It's weird because
as long as the camera is done right, it's fine.
The camera's done right, yeah. Like if it actually tracks the character as opposed to you having to like consistently catch up to it, like you did with the original version of the Bound camera.
Or you get to the point where the character's behind you and like, I gotta turn around and see myself.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's exciting.
Usually God mode style or like you said, tracking like over the shoulder would be good.
Yeah.
And I think partially what would be cool with that, like for this game as an example, when you look at the trailer, you're basically over the guy's right shoulder coming in. And what would be cool is maybe there's something around you that you don't see with the character, but if you look around, there's a secret over here that could help you fight that thing.
Yeah, you know, like that's the whole idea of it. Is the trailer we can only really get to see like what you would get to see if we showed you a VR game, like the gameplay at the end of this episode. So we don't actually know what the full vibe of the game is like because none of us have put the headset on and played it yet. So it's an exciting prospect. I think I'm really kind of pumped on this one. This is going to be one of my like sort of keep an eye on it games. The company were really nice to us by sharing with the press kit with us, and we're really excited for it. So Theseus, that's Theseus. Check out the stuff on our channel, but also just anything you can lap up on that game because it looks really like it could be genre defining for VR. And then the last of my kind of new...
The one I thought you were talking about before.
Yeah, new rando game announcements. You haven't had a chance to watch the trailer for this, but I would be excited for you to see it. So this is a bizarre alpha teaser that surfaced for a VR game this week. No one really knows anything about it. Like, it just kind of appeared, and there's a good trailer for it, and there's no platforms mentioned. There's nothing. So all we know is it's VR, and it's weird. And it's called the American Dream VR. And it's definitely somewhat of a socio-political pun on gun lifestyle in America, because you're playing a character that uses their gun to do everything. So it's like you got to cook toast, shoot the toast into the toaster. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous gunplay. You go into the supermarket, oh, I got to shoot that bottle down into my trolley. So it's kind of interesting. It's a really, really bizarre looking game, but no real hardcore news on it. But again, the trailer, the alpha teaser is below in the description. Check it out. It looks weird as shit. Watch it and let us know what you think about it, because I personally think this looks ace. I don't know if they lost their funding or what happened here, but it's a really cool little thing. So there's that. And then we have some big news from the world of LA, or the city of LA, I should say. I mean, let's be honest, they think they're the world. And that is the world's first Imax VR store experience opens in LA. And there's going to be more to follow in different areas of the world. China's also planning on it. But this is a full-on Imax VR experience. You have to go to the store, and they have, like, I think they strap you in chairs and all this fun stuff. But they actually made a store for VR just to experience it, just to go in and have a good time, much like a cinema, I suppose, but for
it's like 4D essentially back in the day. Do you remember that? Like when you go to like SeaWorld or something, and they have like the puff of air that comes up your butt. You're like, that was weird because it's supposed to be like a rat running by you. Yeah, that kind of thing.
So what do you think about that?
I like this kind of stuff. So to me, there's a couple things that are missing from VR currently, and some of it is that tactile thing, because you can only pretend so much in your living room when it comes to getting immersed. Like,
although
if you're sitting in a game, you're sitting in a game.
Marching on the spot is still one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
But like if you're sitting in a game, you're sitting in a game. Like you don't get the wind and all. And the thing like this can give you that aspect. So like they could sync up. So say in this experience, you're by the ocean. You hear the ocean, you see the ocean. You don't feel the wind, the ocean breeze. If you're in a thing like this, they could simulate the ocean breeze and make you that much more immersed. So I'm excited about stuff like this. I think there should be more of these.
I'm sure they're working on it. I guess it's going to depend on how well these ones do.
Yeah.
But it's good that this is clearly a viable enough business proposition that someone signed off on.
We thought about it.
I mean, yeah, for sure. We thought about like trips to Tom's basement, $5 for the VR. But
that sounds dirty.
Yeah, but it's really kind of neat that there's a whole like, and they're trying to make it a bigger and better experience than just a standard VR experience. But you know, Los Angeles leading the way for that, and I really hope it shows
doesn't surprise me. It's LA. I was going to be LA or New York in the States.
Yeah, I mean, it's
LA because of movies.
LA is going to say LA movies. I mean, let's be honest, Hollywood. VR and movies are going to at some point butt heads in the best possible way, and I can't wait for it. But in the meantime, this is a pretty good layover.
Could you imagine the MGM lion logo just in your face? You're like, oh, hi there, lion.
Actual lion in front of you just yelling at you.
Harry Potter in VR would be fantastic. Like a Quidditch experience.
Every fucking movie
I would probably throw up because I almost
did
did when he did the Universal ride, but that would be awesome.
Yeah. I really truly think that when they start to work on like the world's first VR movie, because they did the VR TV show ages ago.
It'll be James Cameron.
But you think James
Cameron's got it?
It's probably Avatar 7 is VR.
No, he's going to go under the water first.
And he's going to use the V as like the V11. Like,
and the R will be the twos.
Yeah.
Like the 11s.
Anyway.
And it'll be a tree. It'll be a tree with the Dude.
Calling it now. The Persistence got an announcement trailer, an official one. The Persistence has been a game that a lot of people have been looking forward to, except for Keegan. It's a horror game.
I've looked. This is actually one I've seen pop up on my feed.
It looks kind of creepy. Like, even I'm kind of a little nervous about it. But, you know, it's a space survival dealio. You may have seen a little bit on it before, but it's officially got its announcement trailer now, and it's a pretty cool trailer. So go ahead and check that out in the description below. And then, of course, one of our all-time favorite VR games, Summer Lessons, the weird-ass Japanese tutor game where you have to tutor a Japanese schoolgirl into something, is getting a pretty big update. And by pretty big update, I mean they're getting a blonde chick. Yes, that's right. Summer Lessons is getting a trailer for, or has a trailer for Allison Snow from the 7 Days add-on. And Allison Snow is a blonde, I guess still Japanese schoolgirl, I don't know. And she's a different girl, basically. So my thought is, like, so Summer Lessons I don't get, and I want to get it, and I really want to understand what it is. Clearly, there's a niche there, especially in Japan, but there's a niche there. A lot of American guys have ordered it on like eBay and stuff. It's like $70 on eBay to get that game. It's a physical copy. And my thought process is, like, who is like genuinely getting like a big kick out of just having like kind of a friend that you tutor and you're like trying to make her better at school and you occasionally hang out and
maybe
stuff.
So
is it a girlfriend simulator?
So you ready for this? I've got a theory.
I can't wait.
I've got a theory. Hold on, guys. Got a theory. Two things, because I always do things in twos apparently. One, it is somebody who likes to be in control, and this gives them control over something that's going on.
Are we talking like BDSM control?
No, I'm just thinking like their life, for whatever reason, has not gone the way to plan, and this gives them some sort of semblance of control of what's going on. Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking that, because you can get lost in it. The second thing is they are creepy people. Tom almost did a spit take while he was vaping over.
I did a vape take. Sorry, it's all over the place. Wow.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's I have a feeling that's the people. Or, I mean, there's a third category too. People like this want to try out VR games, but they don't count.
Creepy controller or just a random guy. But yeah, now those creepy controllers can get their hands on a little blonde Japanese schoolgirl.
I'm waiting for the day, and I'm sure it's going to exist, where you have VR and then you have the tactile thing of like, you're going to touch boobs, and you put like something on your wall and like, this is weird. Ooh, I punched the mic.
Scary. You got too excited over there.
Punch the mic.
Thinking about them VR boobs.
Those VR boobs.
All right, and the last bit of news that I have, and I'm going to dwell on this for just a second. I know. We'll get into the gameplay in a second. We've been going for a while. Seeking Dawn. So Seeking Dawn, we talked about a little bit like last week or whatever, and Seeking Dawn is looking more and more impressive by the day. The graphical capabilities of that game are kind of astounding. It's starting to look like a far superior version of Farpoint, which, let's be honest, is pretty fucking good. And they've officially come out, the developers for Seeking Dawn, and said that it will have 100% aim support. So a game that I was already really excited about is getting the best possible controller for a sci-fi shooter game in the way of PS aim. So yeah, that one is really exciting. I do recommend you consume all content you can on Seeking Dawn if you're interested in what looks to me to at least be one of the next biggest games to be available for VR. Really, really exciting. Have you seen much on that yet? Well, I'm so done with shooters. I'm so done with shooters. Like, that's the thing with VR. Like, I don't want to play VR to play a shooter, because, like you said, I feel like Farpoint. You're amongst the minority, though.
I know I am. I mean, I'm very much, as we've mentioned many times before, I'm very much like the fun aspect of VR, and I don't like the. It's fun to play the serious game every so often, but I get more enjoyment out of the stupidness of VR that you can do, like Job Simulator. Like, people, when I'm like, one of my favorite experiences is Job Simulator. Like, you like playing a job? I go, no, like throwing shit everywhere in my job. Like, that's fun. I'm gonna mess with people.
I don't actually want to do my job, Mom. Yeah. I want to destroy my job.
Yeah, it's
There's
just
a difference.
stuff like that. Or like, I really hope, and this is, we did our predictions, but I really hope that this is true, that Rick and Morty VR
virtual reality
comes to PSVR.
I would love.
There is a rumor that is going to happen. It's with a grain of salt, because there's not the research when people do research on that dude that said it has no connection to the game in any way, shape, or form that anybody's found. So it's just like, I think it's more of a hope, but I would love.
I think it'll end up there. I think it's too good of a franchise to just keep.
I'm finally starting Rick and Morty. it's weird because people are like, you would love it. And I was like, I know I would. I just haven't had time to start and go through.
It's a fabulous show.
Yeah. It's the problem I have is it's a little too gross for me at times.
It's super gross.
But that's like I think like Ren and Stimpy style.
It's
that's
Ren and
what I had to get
Stimpy,
past.
South Parky. Like the humor is the humor is actually quite smart in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like the fact they talk about like this is like there's a whole world at one point they call it Cronenberg world where like the director Cronenberg who makes like these weird like gory messes of films. You know, like they have a whole running joke about the Cronenberg planet or whatever, and it becomes this big hook in the season. And I'm like, the fact they're even making jokes about the director Cronenberg in this fucking cartoon for you know teens is weird enough as it is. But yeah, so you like the more fun stuff, huh?
I do.
You want to simulate a job?
No, I told you I want like Sims. Like to me, that's fun.
Do you want to simulate a job right now? Like if I made you a paperboy or something? You don't want to?
No.
Tough.
I want to shoot shit.
You can shoot.
That's not playing simulating a paperboy is boring. Shooting shit is fun.
Well, let's find out.
If you're shooting papers, which is funny because I just said I'm tied with first-person shooters.
First-person paper shooters.
I'm cool with because it's gonna have some sort of sense of humor.
With. So we are going to now dig into the gameplay. If you're listening on audio, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, in the description below, you will find links to all of this stuff. So if you're listening on your phone or whatever, and you're interested in anything we talked about in this episode, go ahead and click those links. Please do like, start, all that fun stuff. Tell your friends, all that kind of junk. And if you're watching us, then stay tuned because we're about to head heavy into special delivery.
I'm giving birth. Tom.
What's up?
We are little paper boys here.
We are playing what is colloquially known as Paperboy VR, but it's actually known as Special Delivery, in which you play a VR Paperboy.
Oh, I got something.
And
and I'm dead. Got too close to that fire.
It didn't last very long. But yeah, this is basically Paperboy VR. You have to fire your papers with the aim. We're using the aim gun.
I feel like that shouldn't
I think
kill
you
me.
have to take it out. I think it's going to keep getting you.
It's really hard to aim. The aim gun. Like, it doesn't go where I think it's going to go.
Well, because you see there's an angle to it. So you have to go higher angle.
Oh god.
Oh, you made it.
Did I?
No, you didn't.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. You're dead.
It's game over for this paper.
Already?
Okay.
Alright.
I lost 17 subscribers.
So you got some practice to do.
Yeah. Let's continue.
But, yeah.
So I'm using the aim gun. We're playing some Special Delivery Paperboy. And, or not Paperboy, Special Delivery. And, a couple things. One, graphically, not very pleasant.
Oh, really?
It's hard to read it's hard to read a lot of the text. It's got a style, but I feel like even with the style, also aiming with your head when you have the aim gun in your hand is weird. Because this supports DualShock and whatchamacallit as well, right?
The moves.
Moves.
I don't know. Actually.
I assume it does, because I know it doesn't support just the aim. Dude, come on.
Oh, close. See, you just did that to yourself.
Oh, can I hit this person?
You can do whatever you want, sir.
So, getting used to the aim...
Oh, you got one. It's kind of...
Oh, I killed Elvis.
Oh,
hi there.
Did a dog just get you?
No, I shot Elvis and it blew up in front of me. So let's try this again.
Why did Elvis blow up?
I don't know.
There you go. Starting to get there?
Yeah, a little bit. Dude, I hit that, didn't I?
It was close.
Oh, shit, dog.
Oh, there you go. You got him.
Do you want another
He
paper?
didn't like that, apparently. He's just staring you out with his tongue. That's funny. Oh, man.
I do like the reload is you just put
Dip
the
down
down
into
the
your
basket.
basket.
Oh, Jesus. So apparently I can look behind me as well. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Oh,
Woohoo!
man.
Oh, well, he just disappeared.
Well, that's one less thing in the way. So I guess the goal is try and get as many of those fucking things as you can and try not to die in the process, right?
I'm guessing. It's also really hard to, like, aim this way and turn that way.
The original Paperboy...
Oh!
Get smashed.
Whoa!
You have to brake.
I did, but I didn't expect to get run over that quickly.
Didn't break
okay.
soon enough. You gotta break, like, now. Okay, go. Ooh, man.
I knew there's...
The sound effects are
TNT.
weird.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, the sound effects are... That's a storm cloud. Oh, that's a tornado.
It's a tornado. It's an actual tornado. I thought you did okay. Ah.
I lost six subscribers. That's why it's 4 successful deliveries, 11 missed deliveries, 3 crashes.
I mean, it was better than the first run.
Yeah. So this game, it's weird. I don't know if I'm enjoying. It's fun to shoot. I feel like it's starting off really difficult for the first level.
Yeah.
Just gonna.
I feel like they should build you up to it a little bit.
Yeah.
So you control it with your head, which I thought was interesting.
I control the bike with my head.
Yeah, there's no... Which is weird because you have analog sticks on that aim controller. But I guess it's for, like, the move players and stuff that they just don't have that. I would just say play it real safe for the time being. Like, don't shoot anything that's going to hurt you. Just go for the mailboxes. When the dog shows up, shoot the dog in the face. That kind of stuff.
Which the dog's right there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, he gonna get you.
Oh, buddy! Oh, there's an old lady right there, too.
Oh, this game looks all kinds of hard.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus! I got minus 100 points for hitting her.
Well, she shouldn't have been in the goddamn way.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the aiming in this...
A little hard.
Yeah, I can't.
Is it the tracking or is it just hard?
It's just shooting to the left where I think it should go is the weird part. I'm gonna stop here.
Yeah, you took out Elvis.
Because there's gonna be a car that's gonna be flying by, in that car, and then I go. And then, I don't know what that is, but okay.
I would enjoy if you could get to the end of the level. Can you shoot the cloud?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
So I don't know if I have to go
that?
left. Yeah, how do I get around that? Unless I go around it, like to the...
Either you have to give it a wide berth, or there's something you have to shoot to stop it. I don't know what. Also, don't know why there's a tornado on a sunny day.
I don't either.
Logic, right?
Yeah. So then, I was kind of hyped for this game, and I'm not gonna lie, it's
Let you down a bit.
Yeah, it's not quite meeting that. It's a cool concept. Oh, it says score and all that shit. Yeah, again, this stuff's real. Like, I have to go here to see it. Like, that's just...
It's no Dick Wild.
And we're playing this on the Pro.
Yeah.
As we always do when we're recording, so...
Oh, close.
I think I hit it, I just don't think it was ready.
You can't do that, man. You can't do it and then drive into it.
I know, I forget to move.
I think maybe you can avoid the tornado just by staying the fuck away from it, like, real far.
Here, doggy. Come here, doggy. Fuck you!
I like how he just stops an Axel innocent.
Oh! How am I supposed to see that?
You don't. You just get crushed by it.
Okay, my goal is just to...
Remember to stay on the left side of the road.
Well, it's...
I mean, I do like that a little bit, though, because it's like the dog's still there. It's like that old school style where you get better by literally just playing it over and over again and remembering where the traps and stuff are, you know?
Yeah.
That I do kind of like.
Oh, I hit him. Should have counted. That was too high. Yeah, it's like the game's trying to make me do too many things, I think, is what the problem is. Like, I'm trying to aim...
Oh, why would you do that?
I don't know.
You're like setting yourself up for failure, man.
So I think I know what it is. The fact that they're using... Why can't I select that? The fact that they're using head tracking for movement...
Yeah.
It's throwing it off, because I go to look at something to aim at it, and I start drifting that way.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's a tilt, but
I feel like the analog sticks would have been a way better choice for the movement.
Let's see if there's any other... I don't think they're going to have any, but...
Do you want to see if it's better with the light on a little bit? Because we're in the dark right now. Sometimes that fucks up the...
No, I don't think that's... It's just the controls.
You think it's just janky?
Yeah.
Probably take a lot of practice. Alright, you can do it, man. Don't shoot the goddamn thingies.
So my goal...
Unless you're real far away.
We're just going to go for a nice leisurely...
Nice leisurely... What are you doing? Because Go for the paper things. Remember the car and the dog. There's no way that you got that other one, but I gave it to you.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was just thinking.
Just general direction. Oh, you got it too. All right. Now be careful of Granny.
Oh, don't hit Granny. Oh!
Don't hit Elvis. It looks like it's...
Oh! You fell into me.
I feel like it's changing as well. Like
Yeah.
it's almost procedural, right?
It is. It's different. It's a different layout every time. There's some things that are the same, but like the dog's not here. There's a gnome.
Hit something.
Do I have to? Oh, can I just get on the front? I don't have to hit the damn thing. I just have to get on. Oh shit! Shit! Break! 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 Ah!
Got it. Got it.
I just have to get on the front porch.
Well, that was like more like Paperboy. Oh, tornado.
How do I?
Oh, fuck! There's a boat there.
There's a cow in it. How do I avoid that? Like,
just steer real fucking far away from it. I said, go on the path. Can you go on the path? You got to figure this shit out quick, because the tornado's coming.
there's also a car.
Oh!
It doesn't like I don't move quick enough to get out of the way.
Man, this is a tough game. $10. I mean, there is that.
Let's see if there's anything else in this menu that I'm missing.
Is there an easy mode?
There's a tutorial we could do.
The tutorial is less impressive, but is there a fucking easy mode would be nice.
Brake, bell, options.
This is the menu screen, as you can see. Not a whole heck of a lot
Deliver
going on.
papers blue, red no.
Oh, so you're not even supposed to deliver to the red ones.
Obstacles, tornadoes, traffic. I can't even fucking read that. Construction, grannies, Elvis breakdancers, protesters, rolling tires.
What's overtime? Oh, just extra shit.
Oh, Jesus. Nope.
Is there like a general settings anywhere?
No. There's just the music.
Just music. That's weird.
Papers thrown. Crashed 16 times. Granny's pummeled 1. Bumpers eaten 4.
Is that the map on the right side there on the wall? Is that the... Maybe that'll help.
Maybe? Let's try it. Let's do one more. Let's try it one more time, Tom.
You could do it. I got faith.
You have faith, I don't. I'm also real sweaty in here.
It does
I don't
look...
even do anything.
It does look really hard.
It really, like... It's a weird thing because they have to do it slow enough when you turn that you don't get sick, but like in that moment I'm like I'm turning and it's not turning.
Yeah, it seems like a weird control setup that should be able to be at least tweaked a little bit.
Yes.
I would think aim controllers for movement, like the sorry, not the aim controller, the analog sticks. Yeah, only do blue ones.
Like that?
Yeah, and doors.
Wow.
Apparently. And listen for cars, and avoid dogs, and avoid grannies, and avoid Elvis, and avoid fire hydrants. I think you have to like hit the blue doors, maybe.
Oh,
nice shot.
Oh,
Oh shit! Right side, because there's one coming this way. There's always another one.
Yep.
All right, okay.
Okay, so I'm
back
going
to
blue.
the
Now
left.
that I read the instructions.
Hit all the blue things. See,
I
you
don't have
gloves.
to. I don't have to hit the mailbox. I just have to get it close to the door. That's the problem before. Is I was going to the reds. I'm braking. I'm trying to at least. Thank
Okay,
you.
go. Remember the tornado.
There's a tornado.
So, can you get like close to the path?
Oh.
You can't. Yeah, buddy. That's how you get past a tornado. A simple path.
Now I don't know what's coming up.
Nope, you're fucked now.
Oh! I
that's
see what's coming up now. I was too busy looking around to see where the
Big
mailboxes
old
were.
truck.
Well, I now know what I'm doing.
Oh, you're right by the tornado, though.
It saves it too.
That's kind of shitty. All right,
I'm
be
gonna go
careful.
here.
Yeah, go on the path, maybe. Can you just stay on the path?
No, because it's harder. There's way more obstacles here.
That was a fun noise. I don't know what it meant, but it was a
I
fun
don't either.
noise. There's something up ahead. Looks
It's a protester. The question is, do I shoot the protester?
dodgy. Well, only if he gets in your way. Yeah, fuck it. Take it, man. There you go. Fuck off the road.
Okay, I think I got this, Tom. Brake.
Brake.
Look both ways.
Okay, go.
Nope. Oh!
Oh! End of level? Yay!
I think so. I missed one delivery, and I crashed once.
That wasn't too bad.
Let's do one more. I'm feeling confident now.
All right, we're getting there.
How far are we into this session?
15 minutes.
Okay, I'll do one more.
Okay. Well, at least you know.
I figured it out.
You got a better rhythm going.
It's still janky as hell.
Oh yeah.
But also having L1 versus L2 being the break is weird. Because I want to slide down to L2. Am I just doing the same thing?
Oh.
Is it the same level over and over again when I try to beat my score?
I sure hope not.
Oh,
no.
two big meteors are actually
spaceships.
So it shows you which houses you need to get and which ones you don't.
Hit the tree. Yay. Careful of obstacles and shit. You're focusing too much on the houses. Can you hear traffic behind you?
I can, but by the time I do...
Too late.
It's already on me. I won't hit Susie here. Susie seems like she's a nice gal. There it is!
Ooh. I would head right side.
Yep. Where's Granny?
Granny's getting all up in your shit. Left side.
Oh, I didn't reload. I have no papers!
Did you fire all of your papers?
My papers are gone.
Can you pick up more?
I don't know.
In the middle of the road here? Are those papers?
I don't know, but I'm gonna stop. No? Yeah? Maybe? I didn't pick it up, whatever it was. Strip club. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go for a ride.
That's kind of weird. Hey, this is the same level. Unless it lets you go further or something. Because we got to like a crossroad. Remember there was cars as well.
Yeah. This is way easier when I have to actually shoot anything. Oh shit, I gotta turn. Oh shit, I gotta turn. Up!
This bike is like terrible too.
I mean, it's a kid with a paper route. Yeah, this is the exact same level. So is there only the one level?
I don't know.
Because this is where we stopped before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
It's only the one level.
Well, that is weird. There has to be more than one level. That's insane. You physically can't make a game with one fucking level.
I mean, I think they did. We'll go back to the main menu.
I mean, it's $10, but still, like.
If I go continue, what happens then? Is this the same level? I think this is the same level. We're going to call it here.
I want to know how you refill your papers when you run out.
I know, right? Yep, same level. I have 15 papers. So.
I guess just do this, and then at the end of this level, we'll call it. Well, the same fucking level, apparently. This is the only game we've ever played where there is no second level.
They screwed up our name. There's a dog up there I gotta be aware of. Also, going slow in this game is very helpful.
So, I mean, are we recommending? Are we not recommending? Are we caveating?
I'm gonna caveat. It's fun. I mean, it's fun, kind of. Oh shit!
Oh!
Forgot about the car.
Get mashed.
$10 though. I mean, $10 isn't a lot of money, but $10 for a not finished game, it feels like.
I'd be interested to see if there was more
he's already
levels and
good.
we just like don't know how to get there. It put you back quite a bit this time. Don't forget the car.
Yep.
Alright. Right side. I wonder if you have to get all the houses to get another level.
I thought I got him last time.
Didn't you say you missed one?
I'll try to get the gnome.
Shoot the...
I'm gonna get these papers.
Shoot
here.
the papers.
Do I shoot them or do I pick them up?
I don't know. Break first, whatever you do.
Yep.
Okay, go.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. That's your refill.
We got Granny. Fuck.
Gotta go on that path. Is there any more houses?
I don't see any. But there's gonna be a car coming.
If I remember the map, there was most of them were all at the beginning. Actually,
Yeah, I believe
you might
so.
be right. Just ring your bell.
Let's shoot for this protester. Ready? Can I get him from here?
No, you don't got enough distance. Careful you don't waste it in case there's a...
I got...
Oh!
Oh, Jesus. I got 19 of them.
Glitch the fuck out. Alright, can we keep going?
Let's see what happens. 0 missed deliveries.
Alright, cool. So let's see if we get another level. Because if we don't, this is some bullshit.
Continue. This game has so much potential
If they have more than one level.
Yeah. Like
it might. It
city,
might.
a suburb.
It's kind of shitty that like they expect you to get all the deliveries though, because that's gonna get really fucking hard.
Nope.
Same level. Are you kidding?
So I guess you're supposed to just compete against yourself. Like that doesn't exist. There it is.
Wow.
Oh! Oh, I shot the window out.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No, I wasn't, but I did.
Well, at least it's procedural, so some shit is different, but I honestly feel like most of it's been the same.
Yeah.
It's an interesting experience. As for a fully fledged game, I would say nowhere near one.
Yeah.
You know, when we're getting experiences given out to us now, even for the 10, 20 buck price range that are just so much fuller and more impressive, this seems like a little bit of a letdown, even at $10.
I'm not going to get them all here because I don't have enough papers.
Is the immersion level good at least? There's no papers on the roads this time.
Oh, there's a car!
Ooh, close.
Yeah, there's no papers. I wonder if that's proceed. Oh, the gun clicks. Well, at least we made it around the... Oh. I think it's time to call it there, because there's not much more to see here.
That's true. We've seen the same thing quite a few times.
Kind of disappointed by this.
Yeah, so this is special delivery, aka...
It's a cool gameplay mechanic that they just didn't execute well on.
Yeah.
There's a few janky things when it comes to controls, and then the fact that there's only one level, I think is the bigger letdown.
Well, at least we gave it a shot. You know our opinions. We are not super impressed with this one. I mean, it's a good VR title. It's just not really worth much money, if any, because it apparently has almost 0 replay value. So there you go. That's special delivery. Thank you, Keegan, for suffering through that same level so many times. And,
I mean, but good news, by the end of it, I figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, if we ever figure out if there's another level, we'll make a retraction, but in the meantime, it does appear as though it's just the same fucking thing over and over again.
So, thanks for watching, guys.
And as always,
welcome to the second level.
Bye.
First level.
The only level.
Only level.
It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level.